If you have to look out for and watch your own back every time you come into work, how much of your time are you actually spending being productive? He goes, 16 years ago, his mother had a stroke and he felt like he needed to be closer to her. He told his manager, listen, I love to live here, I love doing this work, I love working for Southwest Airlines, but I gotta be home. And his manager said, you know what? You do not need to leave this company. We will make a job for you where your mother lives. Now, the interesting thing is this, he's now a station manager. I said, what is your total responsibility? What is your main job where you work? He said, my main job is to make everyone around me more successful than myself. Max, I really don't know what to do because when I interviewed with this company, they took really good care of me in the interview process. They made me feel good. They made me feel like I belonged. I wanted to be part of what these people are about. As a matter of fact, when they first asked me to join, I said, I want to make this a career. You know, he's been with them for about 7 months now. This guy is highly educated. He has every qualification. He has a wonderful amount of experience. And he says, you know what, Max? The truth is they're just using me, so I'm just using them. They're just using me, so I'm just using them. And he goes, and I thought this would be a career I could actually do for a long, long time, and that's just not the case anymore. How do we get from that really cool onboarding experience where he feels like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life to 7 months later saying, you know what, they're just using me, so I'm just using them. He goes, not once has anyone ever asked me about my family. Not once has anyone cared about where I stand in this organization. Not once has anyone made me feel like I was a colleague or a cohort. They make me feel like I'm a subservient or a servant as opposed to just someone that can actually contribute and add value like they do. So folks, when I ask this question, I mean it sincerely. Are the tools you have in place, are they a manipulative gimmick or do they actually communicate respect? Because if they don't communicate respect, I'm going to invite you to stop doing those right now. Okay? And actually implement policies that actually trust and show trust to people. If you're putting punitive measures in because you're always afraid of abuse, really ask yourself, how much does abuse occur? Is it a small percentage of your people because really what you're communicating to an entire mass is that you don't trust anybody? Is the procedure really worth it to communicate that you don't trust anybody? I was just finishing some big work with a client in Inner Mongolia. We used to take people rappelling off the Great Wall. We used to take people horse riding through Mongolia. And this one, we were actually on jeep rides through the sand dunes of Mongolia. It was absolutely stunning. So when your company wants to go, please let me know, because I want to be there with you. But this young woman, she was curious, and she talked to me, and I lived in Shanghai at the time, and I was getting ready to go back to the airport. Before I left, I decided I wanted to get out and just meet some people, and I love to do that when I have time. So I started walking the streets, and this little girl came up to me, and she started rubbing the hair on my arms. I thought, wow, she's brave. So I sat right on the ground, and she just kept rubbing the hair on my arms. And then she asked me, she goes, "Wow塞, 你那个毛全是在胳膊上，不是在你头上?" What in the world is all that hair doing on your arms and not on your head? Are you a monk? We had a great conversation. She asked me about North America, and I said, would you ever want to go there and see it for yourself? And she said, no. And I said, well, why not? And she said, I wouldn't like the food, duh. I thought, man, at 5 years old, you've got an opinion. And I said, well, what about Shanghai? Would you ever want to go to Shanghai and see that? There's Chinese food there. Would you ever want to go there? And she said, no. I said, why not? And she told me this. She goes, why would I want to go anywhere else when I'm so happy right here? Why would I want to go anywhere else when I'm so happy right here? Folks, if we have any opportunity to create meaning, We have meaning right within the walls of our workplaces. We have an opportunity to impact every single person that comes in those doors every single day. We have an opportunity to change people's lives. The way they're going to go home tonight, the way they're going to treat their family, the way they're going to treat the people around them, every day by the way we treat them at work. And you know that because you've had those bad days when you go home and it didn't go so well and you didn't treat everyone at home so well either. And on the flip side, when everything went really, really well and you actually had that great experience at home as well, I leave you with this to ask, why would I want to go anywhere else when I'm so happy right here? To think about your motive, to challenge your motive, simply ask yourself, if you could accomplish your business goals without being good to your people, would you? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.